up, guys? It is your girl Lauren and welcome back to another video. I missed you guys so much. I know I didn't post a video last week. I just got done with my 27th birthday celebration. I took some time off to celebrate with loved ones, and life in general was just really crazy. I appreciate all the birthday wishes and loves I got on my Instagram. Thank you guys so much for understanding that I didn't post a video and for all the birthday love like I mentioned, but I'm here. You know, I'm back. I'm ready to post again weekly videos for you guys. And to kick it off, we are doing my first plant collection video. And if you don't know me, if you haven't read the title, of course, this is all about my philodendrons. I love my philodendrons. I think I have about 17 to 18 different varieties under this genus. Some of them are baby plants, some of them are fully grown, mature, thriving, living life. Some of them are kind of in the middle, rehabbing or just chilling. You'll see the whole spectrum today. I haven't decided if this is going to be one long video or in different parts because y'all know I always have a lot to say. But if you are new here, thank you so much for clicking in. If you love all things planty related content, please subscribe. That means the world to me. And let's get going. We're gonna get going, guys, with the philodendron collection video. So let's get to it. I don't think I really have a strategy when it comes to how I'm going to show these to you guys. I think I'm going to try and balance between the mature, the baby plants, the rehab plants, etc. So I'm just going to pick up the first plant that I see here, which is my Philodendron Hostatum silver sword. Let me get this. Here is my baby. It is reaching in the direction of the light, so I have to turn it when I put it back in its spot. But let me see. What's a better angle? Okay, yeah, so you see the little leaves down here, and then I love how it's just progressively gotten bigger. And what was exciting was it actually grew a caterpillar, so I'm so ready to see all the mature big leaves. This was the first leaf that grew from the caterpillar right there, and then now I have a new leaf coming out. So it is thriving. Look at that beauty. It's so lovely, and it's very rewarding, obviously, as a plant owner to see that the leaves are getting bigger, healthier in your space. I've always thought that Hostatum silver swords are one of the most beautiful philodendrons. There's not any variegation or anything, but I still love how metallic it is. I love the beautiful gray, blue, silver sheen, and it will always be one of the most beautiful plants, in my opinion, in my collection. That's basically it for this plant. It is one of my fastest growing philodendrons. Super easy care and maintenance, and overall, this is a win-win philodendron in my book. Philodendron number 2 is none other than my Philodendron Mammae. So here is the plant. As you can see, I'll probably show you right here. It is a crawling philodendron. So far, everything is good with this pot, but I think in the next 3 months, I'm probably going to have to repot it in a bigger pot since it's going to crawl to the left, and a moss pole really isn't going to suffice as far as what it needs since its growing direction isn't vertical, right? I got this plant through a Facebook plant purge. It was really cost efficient for how beautiful these leaves are. When I did receive it, there was some shipping damage to the majority of the mature leaves, which is completely fine, but this plant is just doing really well. So let me show you. This is one of the older damaged leaves. This one is kind of hanging on by a thread right there, but let me show you this new leaf. So this grew in my home. It is a bit smaller than the rest, but you really see how beautiful this leaf is. I love the kind of mottled patches that are in between the veins of this leaf. I love how it is super heart-shaped. It glimmers beautifully in the light. And I really think the petiole is super cool when it comes to a Philodendron Mammae. I'm going to turn you guys to the back, and you can see how it's kind of a pink kind of hue. Sorry guys, there, that's better. You can see how it is a pink kind of hue. I like that contrast in the back of its veins against the leaf itself. It is a little bit more of a lighter green, so with that reddish pink veins and the petiole, it looks absolutely beautiful. The thing about the petiole, which is really cool, if I zoom in, yeah, you can see it's actually flat. It's not round like you would see in other philodendrons. It's very flat, and I love the ruffled texture. I'm kind of twirling it in the light so you can see right there those ruffles. This is a really easy plant to find. Like I mentioned, you won't see it at your local nursery just quite yet. It isn't at that level of commercial availability, but it's super easy to find in online plant shops, Facebook, Purges, eBay, you name it. It's pretty easy to find. So if you are interested in a Philodendron Mammae, then definitely go check this one out. Why don't we do a baby plant next? I will show you guys my Philodendron strawberry shake, and this plant has been living in my IKEA greenhouse, and it is pushing out so much growth, and of course I am ecstatic about it, and I can't wait to show you guys. So I know I've showed you guys this plant a lot recently in my past month's videos because I gave an IKEA greenhouse cabinet update tour and so forth, but I obviously have to show this beauty. I have had this around since November, so maybe 5 months, and it's just doing its thing. I still love this pink leaf. This leaf is gorgeous with the yellow variegation. This grew in my care along with this. This as well has some tiny bit variegation, but what's really cool is I know it's kind of wonky right now. This leaf right here, it looks more of a pinky green, which I know with strawberry shakes, you can get variegated leaves or a leaf of one solid color, whether it's green, pink, a yellow, lime green, all those colors in between. So the gradient of leaves, the variety of different leaves that you can get as far as the color and foliage is super cool with a strawberry shake. That is one of the reasons why I love it. And it's just so happy in the greenhouse. Behind this pink leaf, there is another leaf. Sorry guys, my hand is just crazy. I'm trying to show you all of the new growth. You see that growth right there where my middle finger is. I'm excited to see that one too. I know these are pretty pricey and expensive. I did pay a lot for this plant. That is a lot in relative to my term, so that is in the mid triple digits, but considering how fast this grows for me, it is really worth it. I love it, and I can't wait to see how this plant continues to grow. I think we are at plant 4 or 3. I never know. I'll probably put it like up on the screen where I am, but I am going to show you a philodendron that has actually been quickly becoming one of my favorite philodendrons in my collection, and it's been super great to see it grow in my home, and that is my variegated Philodendron Gigantium that makes me so proud, that I've said before, it makes me so proud that I got it from Miss Kaylee Ellen in her USA launch back in October. So, oh my God, I have soil. So these are the leaves right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that came from Miss Kaylee Ellen. And you can see by the leaf shape, this is a better view of it, that it's more of an elongated heart shape. It still has these nice heart-shaped lobes right here. The variegation is very beautiful, a lot more modeled, and it's been really easy. When I first got this, there was a little bit of root rot just because it was shipping overseas. Completely expected and normal. It did take quite a bit to acclimate to my home. Ever since then, the leaves on these plants have been giving me so much life, like mwah, chef's kiss. And the leaf shape is slightly different now that it's growing in my home. Again, you see this elongated leaf shape, but then if we move towards this first leaf, where are you, that grew in my care, I'm just gonna hide my face. It is more of a round heart. It looks super beautiful. Not as much variegation per se, but there definitely is still some really good genetics. I love how more round this leaf is. And then the newest leaf is exactly the same, and it is super beautiful. Like, wow, look at that. It is gorgeous. Usually modeled variegation isn't my preferred taste per se. I really love more sectoral patches, but this, no, guys, this variegated Philodendron Gigantium is really making me, you know, think differently. And I love that I branched out of my personal taste and got this. I really can't wait to see how massive the leaves get when it gets older. Maybe I'll put some clips in here of what a mature species looks like, but they're huge, they're beautiful, the variegation is amazing. So I can't wait to see how this does in the next few years in my home. Again, such an amazing plant, highly recommend it. I think these are pretty pricey. I do see them being sold and offered on Facebook, but not as often as other philodendron species that you'll usually see in purchase. It isn't too hard to get though, so if you've been wanting them, I would probably check out your Facebook groups or eBay. The next philodendron I am going to show you guys is actually a rehabbing philodendron. It's done so well and I've officially potted up, but this is maybe a disclaimer to myself that I am not a perfect plant parent. I make mistakes in this instance for this philodendron. I gave it root rot, but now it's bounced back. This will be a more difficult philodendron to show you guys, but without further ado, it is my Philodendron White Wizard. Now, how can I show you guys this plant? Okay, so this is the plant. Let me show you guys, that's a good angle. There are pups growing inside, you can see that. This is an old leaf that was original to the plant before I gave it root rot. It doesn't really bother me that it looks like this because I'm surprised, honestly, it's still hanging on. But I'll show you more in depth about this plant when I go to my story. Now, I first showed you guys this white wizard back in my eBay collective mail that I did in June of 2020, and it was a beautiful plant. It was beautiful. I think what happened was I put too much lava rock when I was experimenting with top dressing, and even though I use a moisture meter, I think I wasn't putting the probe down far enough. I thought it was far enough, like, for me, obviously. That's why I didn't suspect the root rot. And so since the top half of the pot was very chunky with the lava rock, it was obviously dry. And I thought I was at the very bottom, but I wasn't. And so since the top half was the only thing I was reading on my moisture meter, it always said that it was like at a 1 or a 2, but in fact those last 2 or 3 inches were still wet, so obviously I overwatered it, which led to root rot. So I did my measures, I cut back all the rot, which was so sad. I lost so many gorgeous leaves. I had it rooting in water and hydrogen peroxide for a couple of days, and then it was stuck in water. It grew so well, but then pups started emerging. And how can I say this? So the bottom half of the cutting, I'm getting soil everywhere on my carpet. The bottom half of the cutting wasn't growing any roots. It was only the top part of the cutting right here that was growing roots, which was good, but then I had pups down below. Obviously then I couldn't stick the plant vertically like I normally would when I was repotting it, because the pups would just suffocate and all the roots were at the top. I hope this is making sense. I asked opinions in some of the Facebook groups that I'm in, and everyone said to plant it horizontally. So that is why it is like this. So these two leaves are from the old plant. This was the first leaf that grew since rehabbing. Then this beautiful leaf, how gorgeous is this? It's so much white, but you can see there are two tones of green. There's that little sliver of dark green right there. So freaking gorgeous. And then this is the new leaf that's coming out. There is white right here, but it's not unfurled all the way. And then obviously you see these beautiful pups. I don't know when I'm going to repot this plant, but I am happy to say that this white wizard is officially doing so much better. It's out of the doghouse when it comes to rooting in water. I will keep you guys updated, but this is my Philodendron white wizard. I'm really hoping I'm doing good on time. And I think I say that in every long video. I am going to keep going through it. If you guys are liking this so far, let me know. Let me know what philodendrons you're especially loving right now, what philodendrons are on your wish list, what philodendrons you're currently rehabbing or struggling with, because you are going to see all of those plants in this video. Like I mentioned, let's move on. I am going to show you another climbing philodendron, my Philodendron Varicosum. Let me grab this. Okay, so this is the plant. Oldest leaf, obviously. Then here, then we have this one. Show the audience, there you go. And then I have new growth right here. Okay, now, this Varicosum, I got it as a one leaf rooted cutting, and then now it's just grown tremendously and it's very tall. I do have to say, guys, when it comes to Varicosums, I adore the foliage, and I will talk more about the foliage. I adore the foliage so much. I think it's absolutely beautiful, but I wish it wasn't so long. And not leggy isn't the word, but there's so much space in between each node, and I just wish the leaves were closer and more compact. However, for the sake of trying to search in past videos what I've been talking about, I will just give you guys a brief rundown. I originally got this plant and put it in my bedroom, but if you have Varicosums, you know the leaves feel very thin, very paper thin, and I wasn't getting that contrast between the veins and the color of the leaf itself like you normally see with a Varicosum. Also, you can tell by this leaf here that it was cracking due to humidity. Henceforth, it is another plant in my greenhouse. Since then, it has just been doing so much better. This leaf, you can tell, just looks absolutely so much healthier, so much different. I love the striking veins. It kind of looks neon to me. It looks very ornate, and then you can just see here with how this new growth is coming out, it looks like a red and green candy cane spiral, and I'm super here for it. I love it. Is it focusing? Yeah, there you go. Now it is Philodendron number 8. I am going to talk a little bit louder because my neighbor above me is vacuuming her floor, which is perfectly fine. I am in an apartment complex, but this is my most special philodendron in my collection for just personal reasons you guys will probably already know. It is my Philodendron Pink Princess. This was my first commercially uncommon plant, my first plant that I ever got from NSC Tropicals, and I am always a stan for a pink princess, and I will never get rid of this plant. I have gotten so many cuttings from it that I have rooted. It roots beautifully, especially air layering. It's so amazing to see those pink roots. Adore it. It's so easy, low maintenance. Now, I am going to show you this plant, and this plant specifically, along with two other of my philodendrons, have gotten rust fungus. And you will see the spots. I have treated this pink princess, and this one is really okay right now, but a couple of the other ones aren't still doing so hot, so I will have to probably cut those back. But anyway, this pink princess is still super gorgeous. Now, these are, you will see with this plant that the bottom three leaves, so this one right here, and this one are all green, right? But then when you go to the top, you can see how they're the really dark kind of green color, the black cherry philodendrons. This was not sold to me as a black cherry. I think just because of the spot I have it in my bedroom, it gets the most light, therefore it is producing these dark colored leaves, which I'm not mad about. So again, you saw those three leaves. This is when I first started getting those darker colored leaves. The pink patches are beautiful. This is the most gorgeous pink princess leaf, but you will see the rust fungus on it. I will tell you guys why that happened, but this is like 50%, maybe more, of pink variegation. Beautiful. Then this one, not as much, but it's super pretty. This has really great pink variegation in the top, and then I am getting a new leaf that is currently unfurling. I had to think of my words. Okay, so I will reveal the other two philodendrons, obviously, in this video that caught rust fungus. And here's the reason why. It is due to poor airflow. Now, all of the three philodendrons that caught rust fungus are in the same spot in my bedroom. I usually keep more of my commercially uncommon and rare plants in there that aren't as finicky to humidity, because I have a west-facing window and they get really, really good light in the afternoon, evening time. I do run my ceiling fan at low while I'm at my office job, but I guess that wasn't enough airflow, because in my research and in talking to other plant hobbyists that are very, very knowledgeable in philodendrons, they are saying that really, after telling them my situation, it's due to poor airflow. And the way I have combated that is that I have a fan in my bedroom that I run all the time, while I am away. A very powerful, nice fan, and I have treated it with a copper fungicide spray. So this particular plant has rehab. Usually with rust fungus, you'll probably have to cut off that leaf because it can grow to the rest of the leaves, which you will see in one of my other philodendrons, which is really sad. But this is a sentimental plant to me. It is so beautiful. I get a lot of great pink variegation from this plant, and I absolutely love it. We did it, guys. That is my philodendron collection. Again, I think it was 17 or 18 plants within this genus. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Again, you saw my plants that were really mature, super healthy. You saw baby plants, rehabbed plants that are doing well, and then plants that are struggling. So it's everywhere in the between spectrum. Again, We are all not perfect, and as long as we learn from our mistakes, that is completely okay. I would love to do more of these collection type videos in the future. They won't be as long, obviously, because I just have so much more philodendrons than any other species I have. Again, I'm not sure if this is going to be one long video or I split it into parts, but if it is part 1, stay on the lookout for part 2 next week. And if not, this was one long video. The next video I'm thinking of making is either reflecting on my 1-year plant journey or talking about the plants that stressed me out. Anywho, thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all next Thursday for my latest video.